Good morning, guys. Today's video, we're going to talk about what I hate about my SANY excavator. Now, overall, I'm really happy with it. There's really only one small thing, one small detail that I want to point out to y'all and show you. I get pretty frustrated with the fact that a lot of people just bash SANY right out the gate with no real knowledge about it. So I want to show y'all, my experience. Alright guys, so to start with, we're gonna eat our breakfast. And our breakfast of champions. We're gonna start today working on a little bit of a bank. We got a dozer over here working with us, and he's been able to shape it up really nicely, but it's still a little bit steep. So what we're going to do is work from the top, reach down halfway, and just kind of drag our bucket across, try to knock all the clods down. Then we're going to get on the bottom and get the bottom half. I think we can get it neat enough. And then around lunchtime today, we got a crew coming to put some grass mat down before the big rain tomorrow. But anyway, yesterday I had an experience on one of the Facebook groups. Really bother me, it just annoys me. So the conversation, it was in an excavation group. The conversation was asking about rates on like a Cat 308 size excavator. Well, my SY80 is basically a direct competitor, so I chimed in and kind of told people roughly what I get in my area. That's what the group's about, is answering questions and helping each other out, helping people learn. And I got a comment that it was kind of funny at first. The guy said, I told him what I get. I said, a lot of people say that I'm too cheap, and actually just that day, I'd had somebody look at me like I was crazy for running at the rate that I do. Commented and said, he's like, I would say you're too cheap, but it is a SANY, ... And I just kind of commented back. I was like, ouch, low blow. I kind of thought it was funny a little bit, but I was going to leave it at that, because I don't really care. I don't care what people think. I bought this because it's what I can afford, and I did my research, and I feel like the quality is there. It's not in my opinion, it's not the Chinese junk that everybody makes it out to be. And my opinion is all that really matters in my decision to buy it. It doesn't matter what brand you have, you're going to have somebody that don't like it and somebody that wants to complain about it and say something's better. So anyway, the way that conversation was left, I had several people chiming in back and forth with this guy, kind of defending me, and after he said, more stuff, he was just really bashing the heck out of it, and like, it doesn't bother me, except for, just because I choose a cheaper machine doesn't really reflect anything on me. It's what I can afford. But anyway, part of my goal
Alright guys, so here I want to chime in for just a second and talk about the way that I'm kicking my boom around sideways to finish this bank. I thought that this is an interesting point to talk about because, like, in some of my earlier videos you've seen I had a SY95 rented. It would not be capable of this particular maneuver, and this is an example of why having that boom swing sometimes is a very handy feature on top of the added reach with the SY80. It's a very comparable machine, and I think it's a lot more capable in a lot of ways. If you're in a situation where you just don't need it, you know, if you're open area all the time and not doing any real technical stuff, then maybe the SY95 would be a better option, but I really just don't see it, especially after I went with the steel tracks on my 80. But just wanted to chime in and say that real quick. I thought this was a pretty cool shot, a pretty cool technique, and a good opportunity to showcase that swinging boom. Alright guys, here it is. The one thing that I absolutely hate about my Sany. Here's the good news. I do believe it's something that I can figure out a remedy to. But if you watch me track forward with my pedals, it's no problem. You know, I can turn whatever. It's when I go backwards. So when I go backwards on the pedals, it takes so much effort that, like, I have to do this and come out of the seat. And I think the problem is, so if you look at the pedals, the point where they're mounted is like right in there. So there's all this leverage on the front to push the pedals, and just, I mean, I'm pushing hard on that and I can barely move it. It's like there's just not enough leverage. So if these were mounted more in the center of the foot plate, I think you'd have plenty of leverage going back. But what I'm thinking about trying to do is just extending these on out to maybe there. Because when you put your foot on there, you know, your heel's hanging off anyway. Even with your toe, you know, you can put your toe over the top and your heel's still hanging off. There's just no leverage back here. And it's just really uncomfortable trying to track backwards. And, like, especially when you're on a hill. Like right now, I'm on the side of a hill. And it puts you in a bind and twists you up. I wish that I could capture. Let's try this. So, see, I literally am picking myself up off the seat like that to try and track backwards. So, for somebody like me who uses the pedals more than the levers, that's just, it's a problem. It's annoying. So, some good news about that is I actually got the opportunity to talk to the main guy at SANY that's over listening to the customers and, you know, providing feedback to the engineers and that sort of thing. The downside to that is that's not going to help me any, because they're not going to come re-engineer my machine. So I'm going to try to figure out some way to fix that. So the only other issue that I have, and this isn't an issue at all really, it's just something I would prefer to be different. The blade lever, you know, you're here comfortable, you kind of got to kick back here to get to it. So I'm also planning on trying to rig me up something to where it comes up and over and is more like right here, so you can just hop right over to it. But other than that, that is literally the only complaints that I have about this machine. So if that's the only problems that I have, I think we're doing pretty good. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching. There's going to be a lot more feedback on this machine. We're creeping up on 100 hours. I'm planning on doing a video on 100 hours with just a full overview of, you know, how I'm feeling about it. But overall, you know, the way I feel right now, I think it's going to be good. All right, so I'm going to set the camera up real quick and get a cool shot. So what we're doing is I got Mr. Wayne cleaning out behind the house. He's pushing the dirt around the corner for me, and then I'm pushing it in front of the house with the skid steer. But we're going to try to get as much under the porch as we can. We're going to try to get filled real quick. Oh, so grabbing my camera stand, I'm going to set y'all up. Okay, guys, gonna chime in again here and just say that I appreciate y'all watching. It would really help a lot if y'all would take the time to leave a comment and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video and want to see more. Would also love to hear some feedback on what type of videos y'all want to see. This one is a little different than some of the ones I've made. I'm trying to be a little more interactive, and I just want any kind of feedback y'all can give me will help me make bigger and better videos, so that's my goal. Once again, I want to thank y'all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and give me some feedback. So see y'all later. We'll catch you on the next one.